Good morning, everybody. Sorry we're starting a little late. So we are going to go over our Chatham Apprentice program from Job to Career Step Up Live. Thank you all for taking the time to join us. This webinar is going to basically focus on starting your journey to economic mobility, again, featuring our CAP program. Just some information about Step Up Savannah. We were established in 2008 as a poverty reduction initiative. We operate as a standalone nonprofit agency, and we offer direct servicing programs, as well as an advocate, convener, collaborator, and capacity builder to address the complicated issues around economic inclusion from the Southeast region of Georgia, particularly in the Savannah-Chatham community. Our mission here at Step Up is to promote economic inclusion and financial security from Chatham County. And our vision is that Step Up Savannah believes that Savannah is a community where all people have hope and opportunity, where we challenge injustice, and where all community members step up to create a more economically inclusive community. Our diversity, equity, and inclusion statement is equity as a core value at Step Up Savannah, where we are committed to diversity and inclusion by honoring experiences, perspectives, and unique identities. Together with our partners, Step Up strives to create and maintain working, service, learning, and collaborative environments that are inclusive, equitable, and welcoming. Some of our core values are centered around integrity, or choosing courage over comfort, choosing what is right over what is fun, fast, or easy, and choosing to practice our values rather than simply professing them. And that's Brene Brown's definition. There's some definitions to start us with today. Is economic inclusion, supporting the economic mobility and self-sufficiency of all community members and creating opportunities for all. Equity in our eyes is meaning that each individual or group of people is given the same resources or opportunities. Equity recognizes that each person has a different set of circumstances and allocates the exact resources and opportunities needed to reach an equal outcome. And hope, the confident expectation of a favorable outcome no matter where you live in our community. As I said, Step Up Savannah has 6 direct servicing programs. Those service programs are the AmeriCorps Vista, Volunteers in Service to America, our Chatham Apprentice program, which we'll speak about today, our Level Up Financial Security programming, our Neighborhood Leadership Academy, our Public Benefits program, and our Working Families Network. And you can look up any of those at our website here at stepupsavannah.org. So I'm going to pass it off to our Chatham Apprentice Program Manager, Ms. Tanika Rivers, and she'll get us started with discussing what our Chatham Apprentice Program is.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. The Chatham Apprentice Program is a workforce development program that targets individuals who are unemployed and underemployed. We service Chatham County and some of the surrounding counties, such as Effingham, Bryan, and Liberty counties as well. Our overall aim is to provide services and training that help our participants find stable and self-sustaining employment. We also provide a variety of services, resources, and opportunities to help participants obtain full-time employment. Also, we provide reentry counseling and record restriction, financial literacy with the Bridges Out of Poverty model, counseling and mediation services, food and nutrition, education and counseling, transportation and child care assistance, public benefit screening and enrollment. We also assist with vital document attaining, such as birth certificates and IDs. We do live recruitment and interviews, as well as soft skills training or employability skills training. Next slide, please. Our training addresses specific employability skills identified by our local employers, including workforce communication and conflict resolution. These services are offered in partnership with a diverse group of partners and social service agencies. Once our participants complete their 4 weeks of training, they have the opportunity to earn what is called a stackable credential, or hard skills opportunities. Those include a forklift operator safety training, a TWIC card, which is a Transportation Workers Identification Credential, which will allow them to get on any port in the United States. We have the OSHA 10 certification, CDL, ServSafe, EMT, which covers the dispatcher, trainee, an EMTR, EMT basic, as also a firefighter. We also have the registered behavior technician certification, which will allow them to work in areas such as schools. We also offer the ServSafe food handler, and the most recent one added is the ServSafe food manager. Here to discuss some of our partners who offer some of these wonderful trainings, such as soft skills and employability skills, as well as one of our partners is here to join us today, along with our participants who are here to share our story. To introduce those individuals, we will have Ms. Michelle Motley, the CAP coordinator.
Thank you, Ms. Rivers. It gives me great pleasure and honor today to introduce these two business partners that's affiliated with CAP. First, we will begin with Ms. Antoinette R. Ellis Ward. She is our Chatham Apprentice Program Employability Skills Facilitator, and she comes in twice a week to work with our participants, helping them out to do soft skills, preparing their resume building, also teaching them how to interview, how to be in front of employees appropriately, and answering interview questions. And she offers them a wealth of experience as an educator in the public schools. Our next person will be Ms. Lee J. Bundy. She is the HR generalist from Southern Crown Partners. She has been a great inspiration to our organization. Ms. Bundy has come in and she's given quite a few of our participants the opportunity to work for Southern Crown Partners. And you will hear from her today as well, speaking on behalf of our partners, our participants who are working under her leadership. And we want to thank Ms. Lee J. Bundy for her time as well. So first we will hear from Mrs. Antoinette Ellis Ward, and then we will hear from Ms. Lee J. Bundy.
Hey, everybody. I have been working with CAP for a little over a year, so almost like a year and a half, providing soft skills or employability training. Got started right, when everything was still virtual. It is totally different now being face to face. I would say that one of the biggest takeaways, one of the biggest lessons that we learn with every group of CAP participants is that nobody's the same. But at the same time, we often have some of the same stories and experiences. And being in the room with each other, there is so much to learn. We are not, as the CAP coordinators or the CAP facilitators, we are not the only ones with the answer. Sometimes you're in the room with, you'll have classmates who can often share their experiences or tidbits that they've learned and picked up along the way. One of the biggest things we do is help with resume writing, resume building. I run into a lot of participants who use some of the mega job search sites. I won't say the names, but they'll use some of the mega job search sites and run into dead ends. That is because a lot of times we don't think about all of the skills and experiences we have. So we spend quite a bit of time picking out those transferable skills, things that you can actually take from one job experience or one learning experience to the other. For example, many people, if you've graduated from high school and last 20 plus years, you probably completed some sort of pathway, some sort of, it's almost like you had a major in high school. We don't often think about including those things on our resumes. Maybe you took classes in culinary arts, maybe you took classes in accounting. Those things you can kind of add. Also, I'll have people who will discount their college experience. Maybe they started technical school but didn't finish. Maybe they started college but didn't finish. All of these things add to your experience, add to your expertise. And many times we go, kind of back and forth correcting some of those ideas. It's cool because of programs such as, or things such as Google. I can often work with someone using things like Google Docs. We can work on the same document at the same time, working on their resume and fixing it up. So that's one of the biggest components that we cover under employability skills. But then also we go into addressing gaps when it comes down to, hey, I haven't worked in a while. What do I say? So in those interviews, how to answer those hard questions, those hard interview questions. So tell me about yourself. Those kind of questions are, what are your actual goals? We go over, we honestly build our answers so that when our participants go out and when they're on these interviews, we can, they already have something prepared. Of course, we go over the look, your attire, but the affordable choices that are out there. We'll often end up, that's where everyone can participate, because everyone has that one store where they, they tend to find that staple item. And you don't have to just wear black and white all the time, so we'll go over things like that. And then also a big part of what we do is addressing our mindset when it comes down to keeping a job. Many of us can find one, but we got to keep it. There are some things that we may have to change within ourselves. There may be a different way that we need to look at our employability landscape. For that, CAP incorporates many other many of the partners are there to assist with those things, from mediation services to counseling services on down to legal services. We're able to incorporate all of those lessons into one and assisting everyone with keeping the job. We are there to help. That's one thing. You take the course for 4 weeks, but you are still able to receive assistance well beyond that. You just pick up the phone and call, or either email us. So that is one of the features that I love, because after the 4 weeks, it's not over. We're still there to help. I can be contacted or reached for our students, for our participants. If you still need me, I can be contacted arewardedcareer@gmail.com. So yes, it does actually spell my name, but it's arewardedcareer@gmail.com. I'm still there to help. You just send, like they say, send us a line, and we're there.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Ward. And as you can see, she offers a lot to our students. During the short 4 weeks that we do meet, they walk out with a wealth of information. And most of them, when they walk out, they're ready for interviews and they're ready for their jobs. So thank you again so much for your time. Next, we will have Ms. Lee J. Bundy, our HR specialist for Southern Crown. Ms. Lee J., welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that you guys invited me to this opportunity. So I am Lee J. Bundy. I'm with Southern Crown Partners. I'm the HR generalist. So my task is to be a huge part of the recruiting effort, along with our offsite recruiter, Morgan Foley. So I know she's been a part of the program, and then I've kind of stepped in as I joined the organization. So what is Southern Crown? We are a beverage distributor here in the Savannah market. And we have 3 main areas that we employ individuals. We have our warehouse that we have on site. And then we also have our service department. These are our drivers who take our products to our customers, whether they're a CDLA licensed driver or they're a non-CDL driver, and but they are commercially certified. And then we have our sales department. And our sales department is everybody from a sales rep that goes out and partners with each of our customers, to merchandisers that go into facilities and display our product and replenish. And then we even have part-time merchandisers that work Saturday and Sunday. So that's another opportunity. So we have been very fortunate to be involved with this great program in the community. I know Morgan really kind of kicked it off for our organization, and I've been able to kind of take up the mantle and run with it. I've had the opportunities to come on site and speak individually to the classes to really just kind of share who we are and what we do and what opportunities we may offer. I do take this opportunity with a lot of responsibility, even though we do have some of our individuals from the program currently still working with us, and you'll get to meet Miss Debbie here soon. She's with me today. I feel like what CAP really brings to the table is obviously anybody who enrolls in this program and takes advantage of it is already showing another level of commitment. That they are looking for something long-term. They're looking for a career path. And that's what's so exciting. And I think what we find in the candidates that we're getting through the program, it's people who want to build a career for themselves. And it's not just a moment in time, I want to work for you. So I think that, gives me the opportunity to get in front of a hiring manager and almost sell that candidate a little stronger to my hiring manager from that standpoint. So it also gives us an opportunity, if we don't have the right fit now, I guarantee you, your name is going into my hold folder. And I will reach back out if there is an opportunity that comes available, because you never know when something's going to come down your pathway, and it's a great opportunity for you to take advantage of it. So I'm very excited about the continued partnership with the program, and I look forward to what it brings in the future. So thank you guys so much for having me today.
And thank you, Ms. Bundy. We really appreciate your efforts, and we appreciate you hiring our participants. And we know that each one of them that work with you is so happy, and they are employable, and they are really excited about being in the industry. So we thank you for that, and we thank you for taking out your time to make sure that you come out and reach out to our participants. So at this time, we're going to hear from a couple of our participants. We are so happy to have first Ms. Lynn Harris. Ms. Lynn Harris is a graduate, CAP graduate of class 152. And she is going to share with you some of her experience. And she is also employed with the Savannah Trolley. So we're going to welcome Ms. Lynn Harris. If you will unmute your mic, we want to hear from you today. Welcome, Lynn.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so before I started the program with Step Up Savannah, I was having a hard time basically being financially stable due to the fact of the hours that I was receiving at being a cashier at Dollar General. And of course, I have a big family, so it's kind of hard for me to maintain everything. And it had me going from paycheck to paycheck, and like I could not keep a budget at all. So of course, one of my family members was working over at the Moses Jackson Center, where Step Up is located at, where the CAPS class is at. And she saw a actual flyer, and I called and I spoke with one of the coordinators, and I started the class. And basically with Miss Ward, she helped us to know how to better with our what was it? It was basically everything, learning to financially, being financially stable, making a budget, helping me to get my resume was okay, but I didn't have everything on my resume. So it helped me to better my resume. And then, they just prepared us for so much. Also with the healthcare part of it. Just learning different nutritions. My favorite part was basically playing the nutrition Jeopardy, how everyone interacted with each other. We were able to come together as a class and learn from each other, and also learn from others that was coming in. And the employers that came in, that was the biggest step there, to even be able to interact with them and talk with them. And after I finished my class, I utilized the tools that was given to me through class, with my resume, with the way I dress, of course, and just being able to talk properly and speak the way I need to speak when I'm walking in. And I actually got a job with Savannah Tours. They helped me to get my TWIC card, of course. Step was helped me get my TWIC card, and also pushed me into this place where I need to get my CDL. And that's how I was able to get the job at Savannah Tours, which I am now currently doing exactly the same thing I still love to do, which is deal with customers and, still smile on their faces, and, just still, make more than what I need to, and being able to be where I need to be at in life. So it went from being a cashier to transporting tourists.
Awesome. So Lynn, let me ask you a question. So you came in as a cashier in the program. When you came into Step Up Savannah, what were your expectations?
When I came in, I was thinking like, oh my God, it's about to be like a classroom. Like, oh my God, I don't feel like doing this again. Like just stepping back into high school, or just going back into college, and just sitting back, just getting all these notes. And it was like totally different. Like, they really cared. They call you, with the calls, the messaging, the emails, sending out the different things to keep you going, different quotes from our coordinator at the time. It was just like, it helped you to go where you need to be at. It was way better than what I thought it would be.
Right. Okay, so were you surprised? Because I know just being in there for 4 weeks, you all get a lot of information, the types of classes you offered. Were you surprised to get those type of classes?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Most definitely. Yeah. And then whatever you were missing, they always put it into that email, just in case you didn't get it or you didn't understand it. That email was the most helpful of everything. So yeah, I was surprised about that also. So because sometimes if you miss something, you just miss it. But with this program, it was like, if you missed it, don't worry about it. It'll be in your email.
That's correct. That's right. Because we do offer recaps. So during the end of the week, once you all go through your class for the week, then what do? We normally do what? We send out a what?
They send out emails. We also have quizzes. We do everything in the class.
Absolutely. Do you think that with this program that you would want to refer this program to others and tell them about the program?
All the time. I'm always referring. I promise you probably get a phone call all the time. All the time. I'm always trying to push others to do what's needed to be done.
Yeah.
Really.
So if you know someone is interested in the program and they're hesitant about the program, what would you say to encourage them to join the program?
I would say there's no excuses. Just go into it. Sometimes you have to sacrifice. As much as we sacrifice for anything else, this is something very important to sacrifice yourself for, because it definitely helps you. Definitely helps you. I went from 20 hours to like Dana 20 to 30 hours at a job to making over 40 hours in a career.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that they should know about Step Up Savannah?
Basically that, is folks that's out there that care. And also that even though once you finish, you're able to still contact them, like Ms. Ward said, and they're always there. The door is always open. So don't hesitate to even try. That's all it takes to try. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Lynn, thank you so much for sharing your experience.
yes,
And
ma'am.
we appreciate you, and we wish you much success at Savannah Historic Trolley. As a driver, you look like you enjoy what you're doing,
I
and
do.
that's what we like. We want to make sure you enjoy the work that you're doing, and it was a pleasure having you in class.
And
Next, we're going to hear from Miss Debbie Murphy. Miss Debbie Murphy actually is a graduate of class 158. And she's been employed, she is employed by Southern Crown Partners as a repacker. And Ms. Debbie talks about her job all the time. So Ms. Debbie should share some of your experience with us.
Hi, my name is Debbie Murphy, and I'm a CAP participant. I came to CAP with a friend, and I was just kind of upset about the job that I did have. I was not appreciated and stuff like that. So I came to CAP with a friend of mine, and they welcomed me in with smiling faces, snacks, and all the good stuff. And they showed me a way out of my situation. They took the time to help us, guide me, show me how to better myself at all times. Every morning I came in, I was smiling because they did put that smile on my face. They made me feel very comfortable, and they guided me to the job that I have. I
So
appreciate.
Ms. Debbie, now that you're going through this program, what is your life like now compared to when you came in the program and where you are now? How do you explain your life now?
It is very, very not stressful. I was in a stressful position, and now I'm relaxed. Every time you see me, I'm smiling. I'll be glad to go to work now, because back in the day, I just couldn't get up and want to go. It was just not where I wanted to be. And y'all showed me how to get the job, showed me how to keep the job, and proceed further with the job.
And how did you hear about CAP?
Well, one of my co-workers asked me to join with her, and I came, she came, but I don't want to succeed. She's still coming back though, Miss Marvin.
Yeah, that's okay, but you got yours, and that's what matters.
Yes,
So just to let everyone know, when you came into CAP, into the program, you stepped out on faith. You actually were working at the time, right?
yes, ma'am. I was working, and I was very unhappy, stressful, and I had a little incident where they didn't want me there no more. So, hey, I kept coming to the class. I kept getting all the information. I kept putting it on notes, and Ms. Ward helped me with my resume, and here I am,
Yeah,
smiling and happy and stress-free.
absolutely, and perfect attendance, perfect attendance.
Early.
If you know someone that's interested in enrolling in the CAP program, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, hey, go for it, because it's a great program. I loved it. And I say, and you get great meals you get great company, you meet more friends, you have a good time. And I enjoyed it, and you learn a whole lot. Y'all made a difference in my life.
And last question I'm gonna ask you is, when you first came into the class, what was your experience? What was your takeaway with that? How did you really feel about the class?
I felt uplifted, because y'all made me feel like, hey, I can do this. Y'all put in my head that I could move forward in a better position than I was in.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Ms. Debbie. We really appreciate your time, and we do know that you do love Southern Crown Partners, because you talk about it all the time, Ms. Lee J, and call us to let us know how she's doing. And again, to Ms. Lynn Harris and Lee J, Ms. Debbie, we do follow up That is our normal protocol that we follow with them every month to make sure that they're doing well. So I must say that they have really been doing good. Our last participant is Mr. Adam Samuel. There he is. He is employed now at the Shaw Industries, and he is a forklift operator. And we're going to hear from him. He's a graduate of CAP class 152. Welcome, Adam. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but we're glad that you were able to join us.
Thank you,
You're
and thank you for having me. As like you say, when I joined the CAP program, I was having a difficulty, not so much obtaining employment, but I was having a difficulty keeping meaningful employment. Um, Meaningful employment with a living wage where I wouldn't have to work 65, 70 hours a week. And I originally heard about the CAP program through a friend who just told me simply that um, the CAP program will help you get your TWIC card, because I've had an issue with a background because I have a felony. So I enrolled in the program, kept an open mind, and to tell you the truth, it was one of the best things I did. I mean, I'm still working on the twig, but in the process, I ended up applying to Shaw Industries, which I had applied to before, but I didn't procure employment. But with the help of Ms. Rivers and the partner, I did procure employment with Shaw Industries, which has a competitive wage per hour. It gives me a pretty good living wage. I'm making more money as an LTO2 forklift operator now than I did at my previous job as a supervisor. And with this job, I came in with the company from the beginning, and I obtained my benefits 30 days after I started, which the benefit package is second to none of any company I worked for besides the military. I came in thinking the program was about one thing, but once I got into the program, and I've taken a lot of resume writing classes and interviewing classes, but I can tell you the people who they have working with the participants for this program really give out some good information. They really do. And I learned a lot still, with interviewing and soft skills, the financial literacy. One of the things that I actually enjoyed, which I didn't think I would, was the counseling session. I just listened to people interact in the group, and seeing different people's struggle, different people's journey in this life, and that realize that we're all not so dissimilar. We have a lot of things in common. So I would like to say this. I came in by myself, but I ended up bringing my significant other and my stepson, and they benefited also. And since I graduated, anybody that I meet that I see that is in a similar situation, I recommend the CAP program. I mean, I give them Ms. Rivers' numbers, and I tell them, I say, listen, this is one program. I don't know how many you've been through, but this is one program where the people actually are there to help, and they're genuine. And to me, that makes the biggest difference in the program.
Absolutely. Adam, do we as a CAP organizations, do we look down on people who have felonies?
No, ma'am. As a matter of fact, I believe that y'all go out your way to give us resources and to help us, get on even on a level playing field with anyone else.
Exactly. And what about employers? Do we offer employers that are willing to give you guys a second chance?
Yes, ma'am. And for a lot of us, I'm not gonna lie, that is the one thing that we want the most is a chance to show you what I can do. As a matter of fact, even though I'm employed, I still get those emails with potential employers that, are willing to waive the background or not even worry about the background.
Mhm. Would you refer us to others?
Well, ma'am, yes, I will, and I do, and I'm already doing it.
Yes.
So like I say, it is a very, very excellent program. I mean, it is very well rounded. And just what was surprising me is the level of resources that you give each person who participates, and that's the key. You get out of it what you put in. If you participate and you pay attention, listen, you will gain a lot of invaluable information and resources.
Mhm. Absolutely. And you are happy at Shaw Industries, right?
Yes, ma'am. One thing I can say is I can work 40 hours and make more than I was making, like I said, working 60 at the last job. And also, it's a very employee friendly company. The employee experience at Shaw is second to none. Like I say, most jobs you have to be there um, anywhere from 90 days, 6 months to a year before you even start getting your benefits. Well, Shaw is after 30 days. And they're very good benefits. As a matter of fact, I'm using them now, especially with your medical and dental, 401k. They even offer and wellness incentives if you go to the gym, if you go to make your doctor's appointments and go get your health checkups like you're supposed to. It's a lot of other benefits that I discover each week. I discover another new benefit that we have as Shaw employees. So even though the pay is competitive, and that what attracted me, but the benefits and the overall experience, the atmosphere of the job in the work environment makes me glad that I actually um, put in my application and sought employment with this company. And I refer people to this company for employment myself.
Okay. All righty. So my last question for you today, and I also want to take this time to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and meet with us. My last question for today is that, do you feel that CAP was very beneficial to you?
Yes, ma'am. It was very beneficial. Like I say, it's quite a few classes that I've taken, resume writing, job build, and soft skills for good interviewing and everything. But I still learned a tremendous amount still in that area. And then when you add with the nutrition and the financial literacy, and also this workshop on home ownership, and you know, it's just so much information that y'all give. I can't remember, but just the high points to me, things that stuck out in my mind. But I'm willing to bet another member will remember some things that I did that was influential and impacted their lives in a positive manner. So, like I say, yes, I would recommend this program to anyone because it is by far the best program that I've been through with, you know, when you in there and you working with the facilitators, you have a welcoming feel, and you feel that, you know, this program and these people are here genuinely to help you. And that makes a big difference for some people who have a hard time, you know, trying to get through a program like this, or even want to try, you know, just to know that a person on the other side that is facilitating this, but actually is trying to help and is interested in seeing how they can better help you.
Mhm. Okay. All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for participating. Thank you to all of our participants and Ms. Ward and also Ms. Lee J. Thank you all. Back to you, Ms. Rivers.
Yes, thank you. Thank you once again, everyone, for participating. One last thing we want to add is that at the Chatham Apprentice Program, we understand that everyone is unique. So therefore, we work closely with them to understand their interests, capacity, and goals to create a mutually aligned partnership that will benefit everyone. That includes not only our participants, but as well as our partners, such as Ms. Bundy, as well as Ms. Ward. So we greatly appreciate all the efforts that you all put forward into our participants, as well as working with our program in general. I can't thank you enough. We will now give everyone or anyone the opportunity to ask any questions. Or if anyone wants to make any closing remarks, you have about 5 minutes left. This is the opportunity to do so.
So Tamika, I had a quick question.
Yes.
Is this program available virtually? So it could be, or is everything on site?
We do have a small number of participants that we allow to do virtual. Example would be some mother or father or caregiver who has a child that's not school age. Then we will allow those individuals to join us virtually. Or if they're coming from some of the surrounding counties like Effingham or Liberty County, then we will allow them to join us virtually as well. So yes, we do both. We have a hybrid method going on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
I do want to share with everybody, I have put the application link in both the chat and the comment section if you're watching us live via Facebook. And if you click that link, you can see our upcoming schedule of CAP classes. The next one starts in just this month on the 27th. But again, if you click the link that is in the chat or in the comment section, again, if you're watching via Facebook, you'll be able to register for our upcoming classes.
Okay, and that is it. We thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us once again, and thank you. We'll be showing on all social media outlets as shown, as well as you can go to our website at www.stepupsavannah.org. Thank you. We would also want to thank our partners. There, as you can see, we have Chatham County, we have the state of Georgia, Georgia Department of Human Services, the city of Savannah, United Health. We're supported by United Way as well, Truist Bank, AmeriCorps, Wells Fargo, Savannah Economic Development, Bank of America, Gulfstream, Memorial Health, International Paper, Prosperity Now, and Carver State Bank. Thank you for thank our supporters for all of their supports as well.